When Lewis Hamilton moves to Ferrari, the first question everyone asks is simple: who comes next? In the British media, one name keeps coming up: Oliver Bearman. After an impressive debut and strong performances in the junior categories, some people are already calling him the natural successor to Hamilton in red. But is Bearman really ready to become Ferrari's long-term answer? Or is this just another media-friendly story built around a young British driver? Today on Apex Racing Desk, we're breaking down what's being said about Bearman, how realistic this scenario is, and what it would actually mean for Ferrari and for Formula One. Let's start with the context. Lewis Hamilton joining Ferrari is one of the biggest driver moves of this era. Whenever a legend changes teams, talk immediately turns to legacy and succession. Who follows, and how do you replace a global superstar? That's where Oliver Bearman enters the conversation. Bearman is young, talented, and already part of the Ferrari system. He impressed massively when he stepped in at short notice, and he's seen as one of the brightest prospects on the grid. So it's natural that people start asking, is he the one who will eventually take over when Hamilton's time at Ferrari comes to an end? Recently, we've seen headlines suggesting that Bearman is ready for a full-time Ferrari seat. That usually means two things. First, people inside the Ferrari camp are genuinely impressed by his performance and maturity. Second, there is a media narrative forming around him, especially in the UK, as the next big British star in red. From a marketing and storytelling point of view, it's perfect. Hamilton, the established legend, and Bearman, the young British talent, both connected to Ferrari. But being ready in headlines and being ready in reality are two very different things. So, is Oliver Bearman actually ready to become a full-time Ferrari driver and a long-term replacement for Lewis Hamilton? On the positive side, he has shown raw speed, calm under pressure, and the ability to adapt quickly to a very demanding car and environment. That combination is rare, and it's exactly what top teams look for in a future #1 driver. However, one or two standout weekends are not the same as delivering consistently over an entire season under full media and internal pressure. Ferrari is not an easy environment. The expectations are sky high. The Italian media is intense, and every mistake becomes a national conversation. Putting a very young driver in that seat as the guy who follows Hamilton is not just a technical decision, it's a massive psychological test as well. There's another factor we need to mention. The British media loves a good British hero story. We've seen it before with drivers like Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button, Lando Norris, and George Russell. When a young British talent appears in a top-team environment, the hype can grow very quickly. That doesn't mean Bearman isn't talented. He absolutely is. But it does mean we need to separate what is genuine performance analysis from what is media excitement and national pride. Calling someone the next Hamilton at Ferrari might be great for headlines and social media, but it also puts huge pressure on a driver who is still developing. If Ferrari eventually decides that Bearman is the right long-term replacement for Ferrari, it would send a clear message about the future direction of the team. It would mean doubling down on youth, development, and a long-term project, instead of constantly chasing the next big star from outside. For Formula One more broadly, it would also continue the trend of teams trusting younger drivers earlier in their careers, especially when they're part of an academy system. But Ferrari will not make that call based on one good story or one headline. They will look at data, consistency, and how Bearman handles pressure over time. So, is Oliver Bearman really ready to replace Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari in the future? The talent is clearly there, and the story makes sense on paper. But turning potential into a true long-term successor at Ferrari will require more than hype. It will require patience, consistency, and the right timing. What do you think? Is Bearman the real deal for Ferrari, or is the media getting ahead of itself again? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more clear, sharp breakdowns of the biggest stories in Formula One, don't forget to subscribe to Apex Racing Desk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.